bear with me while I set this up. There we go. I think we're doing good. Well, we need to get that out of the way, which I can do just like that. That works. And yeah, I'm testing out this new device that's going to let me live stream mobile while I'm in my vehicle. Pretty cool, actually. I got lights that I can change, things like that. Uh, yeah, so got a little gadget here where I can change the light. Probably need to take my steering wheel down a little bit. I got to figure out where to put the light, but yeah, it sucks. What do you mean it sucks? You guys hear me okay? I'm piping the audio through the truck, so can you guys hear me okay? Turn it around to the other side. It's loud and clear. Okay. You're asking me what kind of dash cam do I have? I have an OWL, OWL. And bear with me because this is the first time that I've hooked this gadget up. And I'm driving over to pick up my wife. She had a little surgery today, so I figured this is a good time to do a little live stream, see how this works, see how clear it is. It might be a little bumpy because I'm moving now, but you know, would you guys rather see the road or would you rather see my face? Be nice. Be nice now. Yeah, so I have an OWL dash cam, OWL, and I've had OWL dash cam for about a little over 2 years now. And we first put it in my wife's car, and then what happened was when Almost Park arrested me in February, they took out my camera that I had in the truck. The funny thing is, there's nothing stored locally on it, but they took it anyway, and they found out that there was nothing on it. So, of course, I'm testing this out, but you never know. We could end up in a cop watch situation. You just never know. But anyway, when they took that, I went ahead and got another OWL dash cam and put that one in my truck. And let me tell you about the OWL dash cam. So it's not cheap. I think they run about 350 to 400, but you can always find some kind of special going on, and you can get them for about 250. But so the OWL cam, what separates it from the rest of the cameras is that it is connected to the LTE network, and you have to pay a subscription for that, and it's not cheap. I pay around, I think, $17 a month for the LTE connection. Now, don't automatically say, oh hell no. Being connected to the LTE network is, for my situation, is life saving because nothing is stored locally here on this camera. Everything is everything is streamed to the cloud. So in the event that the police or anybody try to take the camera, they have no footage. I have the footage, and basically, if something bad were to happen to me or whatever, I were to get arrested. Before they take me down to the jail, I have a contingency plan in place where there are people that are able to download all the footage from the camera before I make it to the jail that quick. So I have a little easy way to notify people that every time I have interaction with the police, I notify a certain group of people. They all know where I'm at, and if I don't check in, they can actually access my dash cam and see what's going on if they wanted to. So it's $17 a month to subscribe to that service. Now, if you don't want to subscribe to their LTE network, you can still run the dash cam, and in that case, it will store local. You can set it up to store local, and you can download it to your phone or wireless device. You can do that wirelessly or by Bluetooth. So to access the footage, you would need a phone or something like that to do so. So anyway, that's what I have, an Alcam, and I'm trying to see what I got for chats here. So I can't see the chats. I guess probably what happens is the phone. I have my phone set to where you can't use it if you're driving. So it's probably not going to let me see the chats. So anyway, let me tell you about dash cams, man. I've had all kinds of dash cams. You know, I'm that kind of person that I'll go. Okay, the storage limit. Yeah, so the storage limit on the cloud on the dash cam, as long as you are uh, paying the subscription, it's unlimited storage, and it records like now. So it's recording inside and outside. You can stop recording inside sound and video simply by swiping the screen, but it records inside and outside in HD 1080. They do have a version, but anyway, it records inside and outside non-stop. If you park, if it hits sound or inside or out, it turns on, it captures the last 30 seconds, and it continues recording until the movement or sound stops. So it's really cool. And if you're subscribed, it uploads to the cloud, and there is no limit on that storage. Also, while you're driving, whether you're uploading to the cloud or not, let's say something happens. All I have to say is, okay, presto, like this, give it a title, Calibre and Bandera Avenue, and it will save a 3-minute clip, and it will give it a title. So that's pretty cool too. It's completely hands-free. Forgive me, guys, if I don't see your chat. If you have something really, really important to say, just repeat it, and maybe I'll see it. I can't really focus on the chats while I'm driving, right? So I'll try, but we'll see. So I guess this device is pretty cool. It's not as jumpy as I thought it was going to be. You know, I'm driving a I'm driving a Chevy Silverado 4x4, you know, so it's not a really soft ride. I thought it would be a lot more jumpier than it is, but it's actually pretty good. Good afternoon, Desert Goat. Yeah, okay, I saw that. So anyhow, I can try to talk about some things that are going on. One thing, working on a couple of things. One of them is myself and another guy. He has a YouTube channel called SA210 Cop Watch. SA210 Cop Watch. And we've been working together recently. Good guy, well-grounded, and he's been helping out tremendously. So if you have a chance to get over and look at his channel, SA210 Cop Watch, his name is Mark, and he's out there doing his thing as well. He's up and coming, doing well. So if you can get over there and maybe throw a subscribe on his channel, let's get him up to where he can live stream. I think you need 1,000 to live stream, if I'm not mistaken. And since he's out working with me often, it would be great if he had that ability to live stream. He provides a lot of protection for me as well, and I do for him as well. So SA210 Cop Watch. Anyway, we were working on a story, and we were watching racers is what they're called. Basically, these are folks that, they're kind of like a car club, and they got some really, really nice cars, man. I mean, really nice cars, and they're souped up, and they show their cars to each other, and that kind of thing, and anyway, so they'll get together and they'll do burnouts and things like that, and so we were watching them, knowing that, kind of working a story on the culture, and then also how the police are dealing with them and that kind of stuff. So we caught a situation where, and I put it on my Facebook so far, because I haven't produced a video on it yet, because we're still working on getting the sheriff's office to resolve this problem. But what happened was, this guy lets another guy drive his car in this parking lot, and the guy was just going to drive it, kind of rev the engine a little bit, check it out. Well, this guy starts doing donuts. So the owner of the car gets pissed, wants his car back immediately, gets his car back, gets in the driver's seat. About that time, the police were rolling in, Bexar County Sheriff's Office, and the guy gets in the car and starts to leave the parking lot with everyone else. And this Bexar County Sheriff's deputy pulls him over, and in the parking lot, pulls out his gun, puts him at gunpoint. The charge was reckless driving. Now, I can tell you this, we had all of our cameras running, and we caught everything on camera, everything this guy was doing for a good hour or so. This guy wasn't breaking any laws while he was there. In fact, I thought that guy might have been a cop, because that guy came over to me several times accusing me of being a cop. Because I'm an old guy, and these are a bunch of younger folks, and, what am I doing there? I'm out of place, right? And I got a body cam on, and even though I told them I got a YouTube channel, they didn't want to hear it. But this particular guy keeps honing in on me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this has to be a cop or an informant, because he seems too occupied with me. But anyway, yeah, so he's in handcuffs, and we get out, because we know the guy didn't do anything wrong. We go over there, we find out he's being charged with reckless driving. So I tell the deputy, I tell the supervisor. Of course, I did my sheepdog thing on these guys, because they're a bunch of fools anyway. But anyway, I tell him, hey, man, we got everything on video. This guy wasn't driving the car. And he was saying he wasn't driving the car. He wasn't doing the donuts. The deputy didn't care. The supervisor acted like he was going to review everything, but he didn't. They booked the guy for reckless driving. I spent all night and the rest of the day at the sheriff's office trying to contact administration, the sheriff, the chief deputies, the PIO, everybody. I had emailed my video to them, showing them clearly that this guy was not doing the donuts. Now, what I think happened, and I can only speculate, is this officer saw the car doing the donuts. On my video, that officer was way too far away to see the person who was driving. So then this officer commits to stopping that car. He's pulling in. That's about the time the other guy's getting his car back. Now the deputy thinks that whoever's in the driver's seat is the one that committed the crime. My video shows that not to be true. Now here's the problem. Here is the big problem. That Bexar County deputy had to have sworn on an affidavit that he saw that particular person operating that motor vehicle with wanton disregard for the safety of the public. And I'm sorry, that statement is false. It's a lie. And that is exactly what the deputy is using to support probable cause to charge this guy. Now, granted, the deputy's a little overzealous. He sees a car doing donuts. He runs up there, probably breathing hard and anxious and excited. But he was missing one thing when he went up to that car. He did not know the identity of the driver. He did not know what the driver looked like. He didn't know what his face looked like. He didn't know nothing. But he was ready to arrest whoever was behind that steering wheel. And that's not the way the law works. He has to identify the driver. He was unable to do that. And the video will show that there's no way he could have done that. But he had no problem writing on an affidavit and swearing that he could identify that driver. In fact, he said it on my video. You know, I'm really good at getting these tyrants to talk. And I know you guys see me talking a lot, and I've caught a little bit of hell sometimes because, you know, some people say, damn, Jack, you're saying not to talk to the police, and here you are talking away. Well, that's what I do. And I do that for a reason a lot of times. I do it because I want to get these tyrants talking, just like they all gang up on you, and several of them talk to you at one time, trying to get you to trip up and say something that they can use against you. I do the same shit to them, and it works a lot of times. I got this deputy to open up his mouth. I made this deputy feel inferior, feel small, and feel like he had to justify everything he was doing. So basically, he's telling me everything he's doing, and he's fucking up. Because he can't go back later and say, oh, you know, this, that, and the other, because he already said it to my camera. So give me a break when y'all see me talking to these assholes. Let's see here. Now I can look at the, now that I've stopped moving for a second, I can look at the, some of the chats. Anyhow, so the sheriff's department has totally ignored the truth. They've totally ignored the fact that this video can prove that the person they arrested did not commit any crimes whatsoever. He was on camera the entire time he was there. And so this is a big problem. And I've given the sheriff's office ample time to resolve it. It's an easy solution. They look at the video, they realize that this guy did not commit a crime. They simply withdraw the charges. They can make up whatever story they want. They can say, look, you know, the deputy made an honest mistake. Yes, he should have, you know, identified the guy or been able to identify the guy. You know, we won't do that. And whatever. I feared for my life, therefore I had to pull the Mustang over and arrest whoever was behind the wheel because I feared for my life. Whatever their bullshit excuse is. But the point is that the sheriff's office should have immediately reviewed. You got a citizen saying he has video showing that that person did not commit a crime. They should have put some priority on it. And, you know, if it was one of their children that was sitting in jail and somebody was saying they had a video that shows that their child did not commit a crime, they'd be all over that like white on rice. But because it's not, it's just some black dude and nobody cares about him, just a black dude that they thrown in jail. You know, we do it all the time. What's the big deal? He's black. He needs to go to jail. Right? That's their attitude. They're just sitting around playing games and ignoring it. And it's disgusting. I'm disgusted by the whole thing. We're going to be putting that video out soon with all the details. But the moral of the story is this is going to be a situation where a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy is lying on an affidavit. Lying, and we can prove it. We can prove it beyond any doubt that that deputy is lying. Now, I don't have the affidavit yet. I've already asked for it. I've asked for everything. But we do know he was charged with reckless driving. We know what's needed to charge somebody with reckless driving. You have to see them do something. And the deputy did not see him do something. It's evident in the video, but he swore that he saw him do something. He lied. He lied. He lied on an affidavit. I'm going to have to insist that he be charged because this isn't an accident. It's an accident that he didn't see them switch because he wasn't paying enough attention. But it's no accident that he lied on the affidavit. That's intentional. He had enough reasonable suspicion to stop that Mustang and question the drivers, but he did not have enough probable cause to charge anyone with a crime yet. And he knows that. This isn't his first rodeo. He knew he didn't have enough probable cause, so he just made up probable cause. Made it up. Just like Almost Park did to me, saying that I assaulted them and I resisted arrest and I blocked the passageway. Same thing. And that's what the cops here in San Antonio are doing. A good majority of them. When they don't have probable cause, they're making it up. And they're not getting caught enough. Well, I've caught two so far. I caught Valenciano and his little bitch lying on their affidavits, right? The video proves that they're lying. I'm sorry, three. Caught Salvaggio and his little bitches lying, right? We saw my GoPro camera, compare it to the affidavit for that raid charge. And now I got another one, a Bexar County Sheriff. So, man, guys, y'all need to get cameras, film these cops all the time. You never know what you're going to catch. Well, you do know what you're going to catch. There's a high probability that you're going to catch them breaking the law, lying to put people in jail. So anyhow, I am to my destination. I think the camera did pretty good. What do you guys think? Think the audio's good? Did it buffer a lot? Give me some feedback on how the video went. Did it buffer? Was the sound good? Was the video clear? No, but sounds good, all clear. No buff, sounds good, all clear. Okay, that's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. I have an iPhone 12, and I have an iPhone 12. I have Verizon as my carrier, which I don't have any bad things to say about Verizon. That's great. So the only question is when it's dark outside, how is this little light going to work? I have a light. It's got this attachment. It attaches to my mirror. The phone is on my dash, and I have this LED light. It's like one of those live stream round lights, and I can actually have three color modes for different tones, and also I can change it from bright to I can lower the light. I can dim it. So that's pretty cool. So we have that story working with Bexar County Sheriff's Lion. There's also another deputy. Her name is Dakota, and she was actually on scene that night. Her and her buddy have a problem with lying. Her last name is Dakota, and I don't know. I forget the officer that made the reckless driving arrest. I forget his name, but Dakota is a female. Dakota Coleman is her last name, and they both have a problem with being truthful and honest. They're both willing to lie. Dakota, I know for a fact, has done at least one search that I can prove, and then she wrote on the paperwork that she did not search them. So she's doing searches and not documented. Um, so I've been following her for a good 2 months and gathering information and monitoring and recording her activity. She met me for the first time that night when they were lying to arrest that guy for reckless driving. So I would say both of their asses grass. They're like a little tag team, little tyrant tag team. Um, so I need to check something. Yeah, definitely keep them accountable, right? That's definitely what we're doing. The raid lawsuit is moving forward. The name of that lawsuit is Miller versus Salvaggio. That's moving forward. The Zinter lawsuit, the one where they arrested all of the journalists, that one's moving forward. That's called Zinter v. Savaggio. Almost Park will have I'll have my day in court with them. Currently, those charges are still pending from February, but as soon as those charges are disposed of, which they will be, there won't be any guilty convictions or plea bargains or none of that bullshit. As soon as we can get the DA's office to get off their ass, then we'll get those dismissed, and Almost Park is going to receive uh, a lawsuit as well because we need to bring that into court and we need to deal with it in the court. Right? They're not stopping. We can't get them to stop the tyranny and stop the injustice and stop the abuse uh, by dealing with them informally. So we're going to have to take it into court and take care of it in court. Nah, she didn't get butt implants. Her butt's nice already. I can tell you what happened. She's been having some pain in her knees, and it's related to blood vessels. And she just went through a procedure, a fairly new procedure, to fix that. And it was outpatient. It took about 14 hours being in the hospital. I think the surgery took about 3 hours. But it's outpatient. She's going to go home and recover for the next few days. But hopefully that will relieve the pain in her knees. It was pretty bad. Yeah, man, I thought y'all could see something here. I'll kind of drive around. I'm waiting for Anna to call me, and when she calls me, I'm gonna have to end the stream pretty abruptly and go pick her up. But we'll drive around University Hospital and kind of check it out. This is the emergency entrance. That what we were looking at just now. It's quite amazing. They're building a parking garage, and they went like 3 levels into the ground, and then they're also going to build it up too, about probably about 10 floors worth of parking garage. Ooh man, it's 73 degrees right now. It was 40 this morning at 10. It was 42. My car audio is kind of muffled. Um, yeah, Verizon is the most expensive, but let me tell you, man, I've been on them all: AT&T, Sprint, uh, T-Mobile, and Verizon kicks their ass. I'm gonna switch over to my phone's audio and see if that's better, and I'll need your guys' feedback on that. Currently, I'm talking through my truck, but I probably don't need to do that. So hang tight, guys. I'm gonna switch over to my phone audio. And go ahead and I'll test it out here. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O Joe can suck it. A B C D Joe's a bitch. He banged Dr. Rodriguez and now she has an itch. Y'all can hear that pretty good? How's the audio, guys? How's the audio? Is it better? Is it better than when I was on the car? Yeah, a little bit better. Okay, cool. Joe is a few months from being fired. I hope so. Oh, I hope so. Didn't y'all like that stuff Justin did? Man, he's been putting in the work on that punk, man. He's been putting in the work on him. And man, that day his contract got null and voided. Did y'all see him rocking back and forth in his chair? Like he just got beat. He looked like a cuck, and somebody had his wife in the center of the council chambers. He was so mad. He was in the corner like a cook, rolling back and forth in his chair. That was funny, and he was staring right at Justin, wondering how did this happen? How did this happen? Oh man, I can't wait for depositions to start. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, Joe Savaggio turned red as a boiled bow crawfish," said Racing Randy one. He sure did, didn't he? Man, I wish we could have saw his face. It was all in his eyes, though. It was all in his eyes. Man, I was watching that live stream. I about damn near fell out my chair. That was great. I got to give it to Justin Pulliam. Even though he's a little annoying at times, you know, and whether you like red hair or not, whatever, man. He's a monster. He is a monster when it comes to accountability, and he is persistent. He don't give up. He is not scared of nothing. Uh, Definitely a good Texas born and bred ally, right? No disrespect to anybody that ain't from Texas, but you ain't from Texas, so it is what it is. Hey, I just found out breaking news that the governor of Texas just issued a stay-at-home order for Californians. Yeah, so our governor wants y'all to stay at home. uh, Bye bye Joe. Bye bye Joe. Bye bye Joe Salvaggio. Oh yeah, don't y'all like Extra Good Citizen? Every time that door opens, you can hear him yelling, "I want my property back, Tyrant!" Man, and they don't have that council chamber very well soundproof. So even with the door closed, I mean, you can hear everything that's going on outside. They're just, I mean, hopefully the new crew is not going to have to worry about protesters outside yelling, because they're going to start doing the right thing, and they're going to stop being tyrants, and they're going to start respecting the Constitution and running that city like a city should be ran, with respect and dignity towards the citizens and towards uh, citizens of the United States, not just Leon Valley citizens, but just citizens in general, human beings, people. Hopefully, they're going to start treating people with dignity and respect in regards to their rights as human beings, and we're not going to, you know, they're not going to have to worry about having to have 50 police officers at their city council meeting, and calling in other agencies to provide security, and facing 15 lawsuits, and arguing over contracts for the good old boys, and things like that. So hopefully, that's going to go away. But man, you gotta love John Gray and his efforts. He definitely has a reason to be upset, because they falsely charged him with assault. That case was dismissed, and they refused to give him his property back. They refused. Look, Leon Valley refuses to give me my property back from the raid, and they took stuff that what they weren't even allowed to take, and they refused to give it back. And frankly, aside from going in there and just wringing somebody's neck and going to prison, there's really nothing that can be done at this point. Eventually, there's something that can be done. It'll be handled in civil court, and although the value of that property has diminished significantly, as far as actual value, because for instance, that computer is now almost 3 years old. It's worth nothing. Um, I would say in some way it has increased in value, right? So because there's reparations that have to be paid. And anyway, and it would and then when Almost Park, the first time that they tried to arrest me and they got all and all those cases were chunked, they refused to give me my property back. Then you got John Gray, and I know there's others, but I'm just saying, I'm just mentioning these. There's John Gray, who was wrongfully charged. He was the one that was assaulted. He didn't assault anybody, but they tried, and then they won't give him his property back. So that's the new MO. That's the new way of doing business here locally in the San Antonio area, uh, and it's just to cause harm. It's just to hurt us because they hate us so much. They despise any human being exercising and professing that they have civil rights. They hate that. So they want to harm us. And, that's their way of causing harm to us by taking our property, taking our phones, forcing us in a situation where we have to buy new phones and incur extra expense, and do without, uh, and then just refuse to give it back, knowing that it's just going to cost more money. So they, again, they think, they made a serious underestimation or an inaccurate assessment when they thought that people like me, John Gray, Justin Pulliam, SAX Prez, uh, PNP News, these are just folks that I know personally, so I can talk about them. And then there's many other folks that do exactly the same thing. The police have made a serious error in their assessment in that they think that money is important. They think it's about money. That's why they try to launch false charges, because that costs you money. They want to seize your property. That costs you money because they think that that's what we care about. Not realizing they're just standing there at a bonfire chunking gas on it. Cell phones, look, man, as far as, and I can't talk for anybody else, but I can tell you every piece of property that they've taken from me has been replaced. And, a lot of it was replaced with the help of supporters. Bonds paid with the help of supporters, at least the majority of it. So, yeah, they can throw all the bonds they want. Um, so anyway, I'm just rambling right now. I'm not looking at the chats. Let me go back to the chats and kind of see what's going on here. I got to stop my truck so the chats will pop up again. Yeah. So yeah, somebody I guess wondered about, you guys never sue. No, that's not true. Currently, there are 2 lawsuits filed in which I am a plaintiff against Leon Valley. One is called Miller versus Savaggio, and the other one is called Zinter versus Savaggio. And Almost Park, well, we have to wait until the criminal charges are disposed of. Everybody knows that the Zinter case got stalled because there were criminal charges pending. The time clock doesn't start until those charges are dropped. So, that one's coming. Yeah, we're suing. And we're not suing because we're out here trying to find a lawsuit to make money. Look, I've had, I don't remember the exact number, but I want to say 12 situations where my rights were clearly violated in egregious ways, and 4 of them are going to result in lawsuits. So 4 out of 12. Because all of the other 8, I felt that it wasn't necessary to drag that situation into a civil court, because changes were made Um, things were addressed, and I was confident that that stuff was not going to happen again. I endured the pain and the suffering to make sure that it wasn't going to happen again, and I believe that, and that's a choice I made. So only 4 out of 12 have ended up in civil court, or are going to end up in civil court, as far as I go. So if I was out just looking for lawsuits, they'd all be in civil court, right? But the ones that are going to civil court, it's because we can't get a resolution. Colin, I got to go pick her up. Thank you for watching.